yeah, we gonna make them goals, yeah.
We stronger together. We stronger together. We stronger.
Hi, welcome to Elite Experience, man. Oh gosh.
Not when I collect the ball so perfect.
I'll go again.
The last time, let's play
Yeah.
like last time. Hi, welcome to the Elite Experience. My name is Michael, and with me I have Jafar, analyst for the PFTG Sports. Today we're going to talk about the Elite League, which I think, looking at it so far, Jafar, I'm really excited for season 7. What do you think?
I'm pretty excited too. Yes, I'm pretty excited too, and I think that has to do with the success, the buzz that's been around the national program for quite some time. The players involved, they're very known to a lot of the communities. Locally, you have the Fruiter, the Westerns. We see these guys at futsal tournament. We see these guys at the Elite League. We see these guys in all the tournaments that we have throughout the year. And given that this is the premier championship of the country's footballing prowess, I think everyone is excited, not just me and you.
Because well, more so as you alluded to, different communities. I love the fact that, the Elite League always tends to bring about this camaraderie and also fun engagement. Like, for example, we see people from Ben Street, they would come out to support,
Yes.
teams like Through the Carcross, which is diverse in itself. So we have teams like, GDF, which is supported by, patrons from, east, west, and north to south of Guyana.
Yes.
So, I'm really excited by this season. But I think, when we think about the Elite League season, Jafar, and looking back at what it has been, and also looking at it going forward, I've always tend to give kudos to how they tend to bring about these young players.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
It's gonna be something pretty exciting because, like I said, most of the players that most of the fans gravitate to are players who are on the scene for quite a number of years.
Yeah.
I can remember back in 2017 where GFC tried it with a bunch of young talented players. We had the Ralph Harris's, Kelsey Benjamin, who now is a senior and a staple in the footballing dive. You have the Curtis Kelman, but now you have the Mr. Harris, you have Shikwan, and those guys coming through. So it's gonna be entertaining to see how they graduate from the league that they're accustomed to, or from that division they're accustomed to, which is junior, to now the senior football, which is the premier tournament of the country.
And as you are speaking on young players like Shakwan David, and also we could talk about Cameron Pilu, who I think, we saw him last season. He was given his debut by Coach Calvin Allen, of Ansgrove, and then we've seen how they tend to perform at the recently concluded CONCACAF U17 league. Like, again, we must say kudos to the Elite League, which has basically given these young boys a platform
Yes.
to not just play football but to grow. And you know what? These guys performed admirably in Costa Rica. We didn't lose a game. We got a draw against a mighty Costa Rica,
Yes.
which we could say, yes, this is what the GFF Elite League does. It not just showcases senior players, but it nurtures and bring about these young players.
And that is very important when you look at the grand scheme of things. If you have aged players, you can only be good for so long because eventually that age will catch up to them. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see how they nurture those young talents in the league, not just having them on the roster, but actually giving them quality minutes. And it's going to be beautiful to see those clubs nurture them and have them graduate to the likes of like a Kelsey Benjamin or a Curtis Kelman or even Jeremy Garrett. So it's going to be interesting.
I love the name that you actually mentioned because, in a few seconds we are going to talk about Kelsey Benjamin, we are going to talk about Curtis Kelman and even Jeremy Garrett. Yeah. But, this season it brings about, a fresh platform for some new teams. Like for example, we have Mainstay all the way from Esufebo. They are making, their debut on the highest, level of Guyana football. So we have Ma'aika, the Terminators, who are basically perform admirably well at the Elite League playoff as well. So what do you think, about these two new teams that is preparing themselves, to battle amongst the Jargons?
Well, a few things I would like to say. First, I would like to say congratulations to the Mainstay team. And second, I would like to say congratulations to the GFA for keeping the Elite League a staple diet. And why do I say that? It now gives teams who are all the way over in Mainstay to actually have something to aspire to. You know, back when I was growing up, that wasn't necessarily the case. Outside of perhaps a tournament, that's your only graduation. So to see teams taking the Elite League that serious, to now want to be a part of it, that is commendable by the league in and of itself. And then to the teams, there's a huge congratulations there too, because you have to work hard. I don't think you just win your league and you get into the league. You actually have to go through a qualifying process. So that's equally impressive. It's going to be interesting to see how my Terminators come into the league and perform, because we know sometimes a fresh team coming into the top flight football, you don't necessarily expect them to win the league per se, like a Leicester City, but you don't expect them also just to be in there for numbers' sake, but to actually participate and give teams that maybe would have slackened up during the course of the season something to think about. So it's going to be interesting to see how those two teams integrate into a tournament that they were aspiring to.
And also now we could take a look at you know some of the bigger names, which we are going to touch on in a few seconds. But so far the competition is pretty much interesting. I'm loving it going. You guys make sure
We gonna make them goals, yeah.